Good evening. My name is Steven Slappy, and I'm here with Noah Davis, Nathan Ackerman, and Caitlin Miller, and we are Bama Business Builders, and we are going to present our company overview for the business strategy game. So, to start our strategic vision, we wanted to use a focused differentiation strategy, producing high quality shoes, but at a low diversity. We wanted to produce premium shoes that we could sell at a premium price using high quality materials, but we didn't want to produce a lot of brands. Higher prices, higher SQ rating, and our goal was to win the upper left-hand corner of the market segment. We wanted to produce shoes that were better than our competition, but we didn't want to produce more variety than our competition. We were not looking to produce the most, we wanted to produce the best. Some of our financial performances, our earnings per share over the years, we hit a peak at year 18 with an EPS of 13.89. That decreased in year 19, but was on the rise again in year 20. Year 18 was a good year for us, and so in year 21, we think a good performance target would be our EPS of 13, and year 22 to get a new max of 14. And our return on equity also was highest in year 18. Again, that was kind of a incredible year for us. We had an ROE of 42, but it decreased in year 19 and was about the same in year 20. So we want to increase it again to 35 in year 21 and have a steady increase to 37 in year 22. Revenues, we increased most years, hitting our max, not in year 18, but in year 20, at 909,000 in total net revenues. In year 21, we want to hit that again just to be steady when we want to make sure to not drop off. So a good goal would be 900,000, and in year 22 to increase to 950,000 and just make our way up. End of the year stock price, again, was highest in year 18 with 333. We fell off pretty significantly in year 19, but made a comeback in year 20. And so we want to continue steady, healthy growth with that. We were low at the beginning and then increased sort of fast and then boomed and struggled. We didn't struggle, but we decreased. And so we want to grow at a healthy angle. So a good target price would be 270 in year 21 and 290 in year 22. Our credit rating was hit a 9 in year 15, and it was good for the rest of the years, and we want to do that again in year 21 and year 22. There's no reason that we shouldn't have another credit rating of 9 in those years. And our image rating was highest in year 14 and has since fallen off since year 17 down to 82. So in year 21, we want to reverse the slide and have an image rating of 87. And in year 22, have an image rating of 90.
Hello, my name is Noah Davis, and I'm a part of Industry 34, Company A, aka Bama Business Builders. So I will be going over the competitive strategy for our internet market, wholesale market, and private label market. So yeah, as you can see here, we were focused on SQ rating and product quality, where our shoes were priced relative to our craftsmanship. By year 13, we achieved an SQ rating of 9.7 with 50 available models across all geographic regions. We generally did not offer free shipping to consumers except for those in Asia Pacific countries. And then below that are some of the averages pertaining to the internet segment between the years 10 and 20, where you can see our North American retail price was higher compared to Europe, Asia, and Latin America. Our search engine and brand advertising costs per year were also more, as we tried to focus on the North American market more in the first half, and then we did start splitting up different to Latin America and Asian markets and Europe markets in the latter half. Where you can see our North American market share was also lower than all the other average market shares across our geographic regions. And we also did not. We also had the lowest amount of sold in North America as well. Where you can see Latin America, our retail price was lower than compared to all the other geographic regions, and our brand advertising was also the lowest. But we did hold more market share in that region than we did in any of the other regions. And then Europe and Asian Africa were kind of the middle ground where we focused on just SQ rating and that production. So yeah, Our competitive strategy for a wholesale market, where the wholesale market has been pretty competitive, we priced our shoes so that retail price exceeded wholesale price by anywhere between 40 and 50%. By year 13, we achieved an SQ rating of 9.7 again in North America, where it was above an 8.5 in all the other regions. And there were 50 available models through different geographic regions. Delivery times were mostly 2 weeks, but some years it did make better financial sense to increase it to 3 weeks. And to the right of that are some averages relating to the wholesale our wholesale segment of our business, where you can see again the North American wholesale price was significantly higher than compared to the other geographic regions, where our market share was also lower. Our average market share was lower compared to the other geographic regions, but we did maintain decent retailer outlet. We did maintain a decent retailer outlet relationship, where it was significantly higher in North America than it was compared to the other geographic regions. We didn't sell as many pairs of shoes in the wholesale market as we would have liked to, but it was still a decent amount given our niche product line. And you can see in Latin America significantly lower in the wholesale segment. And we did spend the least in brand advertising. We did hold more average market share than the other regions. And then Europe and Asia and Africa were just kind of that middle ground again, where you focused on production, like middle production and SQ rating. So our competitive strategy for the private label, where the private label segment of our business was the most influential in terms of earnings per share, where we spent more time focusing on and applying competitive offers while maintaining lower production costs. As a result, our SQ was not at the standard compared to our internet and wholesale markets, and the private label contract offers were usually $10 to $15 below the national wholesale average of the prior years. So you can see to the right of that are some averages, and you can see that we did pretty well in terms of market share, where our North American market share was at 21%, Europe, Africa 15%, Asia Pacific was 16%, Latin was 13%, so it was significantly higher in the private label. We really tried to hone this in. This was a big part of our company. Our SQ rating was a little bit lower than what we would have liked to, but we really tried to focus on, again, that production cost compared to the internet and wholesale, where our offer prices, we usually try to keep it between 40 to 45, where some years we went up to 49, 48. It just kind of depends on where the wholesale regional average was. So we were bouncing off competitors, trying to offer competitive offers. Thank you.
I'm Nathan Ackerman, and for our group, I was in charge of the finance. For our finance strategy, to constantly maintain a good credit rating week after week, we try to keep our debit to equity ratio low. Being able to keep our liabilities low helped increase our ratio and also avoid the possibility of a loss. We did not partake in any long-term loans, and we also didn't feel it was necessary to partake in any long-term loans. We did not want to build all that interest up and have to owe all that. Now, however, we did partake in short-term loans. We did that in the beginning to help just get some money for our factories. We repaid those on time. We didn't repay them early or late. We wouldn't pay them exactly when they were due. We didn't sell an excess amount of stock to generate cash. We felt like that wasn't necessary, and we didn't want to have to owe all that money back. We occasionally would pay a small dividend to our investors. We didn't do it every year or every other year. It's only a couple times. When we had a lot of excess cash, you'd pay it back, and it would be a low amount, maybe $1, $1.50, if that. And then for our competitors, when it comes to the internet, wholesale market, and private label, we very much were isolated in our realm for high and low models, which exceeded our desire. Being the leader and not having close competition, there was one company following our lead, and that company team was Team A Imperial. So as you can see, we were Group A for the internet and wholesale, and we were very much no one necessarily right next to us. We are the highest end you can get of anybody, but we're also close with the model-wise with I, but we are much more higher end, higher quality shoes. We also not like other groups where they have a bunch of cluster. That's not what we wanted. We wanted to be our own, and we accomplished that. And as you can see on the right side, the Imperial on the right, us on the left, the offer price, SU rating, pair offered, pair sold, market share, we all were leading them and had a better rate than they did.
Actions we took to outcompete rivals include innovate and differentiate, the enhancement of design and quality for both branded and private labels, as well as highlighting eco friendly cutting edge features. We also targeted marketing and pricing, which meant leveraging digital campaigns and influencer partnerships, while also using dynamic pricing and strategic promotions. Operational excellence meant we streamlined supply chain and boost e-commerce and emphasized sustainability to build trust. The lessons learned within this project include market intelligence, understanding customer trends and competitor moves, strategic balance, which meant mixing short-term wins with long-term innovation, resource allocation and adaptive execution, such as allocating wisely and pivoting when needed. And then, of course, the manager do's and don'ts. Do collaborate, stay transparent, and foster creativity. Don't be complacent or overspend without ROI.